All right, let's get started soon. First off, thank you everyone for joining our live Conversational Interfaces Academy. As always, check out our virtual agent / NLU community forum. There you can find the latest content, including some of the stuff we're going to talk about today, as well as the place to ask questions, give answers. Thank you, everyone. Welcome from all around the world. Thank you for joining. I know, time zone you may be very early for you or very late, but thank you all for attending. As I was saying, visit our community forum. We've got virtual agent and NLU content there. We've got agent chat, AWA, and sidebar content there as well. If you're watching from YouTube and you like what you're seeing, go ahead and click that like, subscribe button. That way, every time we upload a video, you'll get notified. And then, as with all our academies, it is recorded, and this recording will be uploaded to YouTube within the week. Some housekeeping items. So, hey, Vancouver is coming soon. It is around the corner. It will be released September 20th. And Vancouver release is available in PDIs today. If you go to developer.servicenow.com, it is available. So go ahead and check that out. One other housekeeping item is that there's no academy on September 5th, which is the day after a holiday. We're going to take a breather there. So no academy on the 5th. Okay. If you're used to every 2 weeks, yes, it is every 2 weeks, every two Tuesdays, but in 2 Tuesdays, it's the day after Labor Day. So no academy. Go ahead and just take a breather, enjoy time, with family and friends, or catch up on that work that's that's always there. So today we're going to talk about issue auto resolution, or IAR, and we're going to talk specifically about how to add custom intents to issue resolution. Now, before I start, I have a quick poll for you, and I'm going to launch this poll now. And essentially, it asks, are you using IAR? And you have yes, not yet, but will be, or what is IAR? Okay, I'm going to stop the poll because I think I have a pretty good sense of where this is going to be. And I'll go ahead and share the results. And I think I ought to send flowers or a cake to the one person who said yes, and then not yet, but will be, which is great. And I'm going to talk more about IAR today and why it's so awesome. And then for those of you who are asking, what is IAR? Heck, even better. Good chance for you to learn what is issue auto resolution. So let's jump right into that. So what is issue auto resolution? If issue auto resolution is a feature for IT and for HR that provides a proactive virtual agent conversation to resolve tasks that have been submitted. So if you imagine the flow, if I submit an incident and there's a virtual agent topic that supports that incident, then virtual agent will tap on my shoulder, send me a proactive notification saying, hey, I noticed you logged an incident. I can help you with this. Would you like me to help? Right. And you can, if the user clicks yes, help me now, it actually runs that virtual agent topic. If it says no, wait for a human, then it'll go back to the queue and for someone to get picked up, right? What else can it do? It can use AI search as fallback. So if I submit an incident that virtual agent can handle, but it's something I want to send people to search automatically, it'll say something like, hey, would you like me to help you? And if the person says yes, it'll actually send them search results. And again, like I'm moving down the bullet points there, it can route incidents to human agents if you want, and you can track this all with analytics. Okay, so it's a very powerful proactive tool, all in the name of deflection. And it's in the name of deflecting incidents and resolving them so that they don't go into the queues, they don't hit SLAs, they don't get involved, they don't involve human intervention. It's all automatic, proactive. Okay. And you can see here, it works on Teams, it works on Slack. And the notification, yes, they don't always show up on Portal, but they almost always show up on Teams and Slack because they're always on, right, for users. So again, in combination with Teams and Slack, very powerful. If you have questions, by the way, go ahead and put them in the Q&A, not in chat, because that gets kind of long sometimes. In Q&A, and at the end or at certain pause points, I'll take a look at the Q&A. All right. So what types of problems are supported with virtual agent issue auto resolution? Well, we have 13 intents supported, including printer issues, VPN connectivity, hardware issues, not listed as, I'm pretty sure software issues is also included. So any incidents submitted about those intents and topics are will get that shoulder tap. But what if we want to add more than those 13, right? 13 still, 80-20 rule, right? I'm sure those 13 cover 80% of the topics, right? But what about the long tail? What if we want to add more? Can we? Well, today I'm about to show you. Yes, we can. So I'm going to jump right into the demo here. This demo follows a community article that I wrote out last week. And I'm going to put that community article, I'm going to use chat actually now. I'm going to put that article in the chat so that all of you can follow along. Okay. And this is available in the Utah release. So if you're in the San Diego or Tokyo release, you have those 13 intents. If you're on Utah, you can now add more, etc. In the Vancouver release, which is coming up, safe harbor, we're going to have an IAR tuning platform for you, a tuning console for you, if you will. Okay, so we're continuing to innovate on IAR. If you search on YouTube, you'll find other issue auto resolution content that I've created in the past for virtual agents. So just type in, ServiceNow Academy, IAR, or issue auto resolution, and you'll find those. Okay. So, okay, I'll stop sharing the poll. I believe that was still up for some reason. And okay, so the thing about the demo is that if for you to do this or for you to replicate, you will need to file a now support case, because I am going to be changing a property that is maintenance only. Okay, so if you want to do what I do, if you think this is cool, you'll need to file a now support case. If you just want to stick to those 13, and those 13 are documented in our product docs, then you don't need to file a now support case. You can just, and you don't have to do any of this, right? So this is just for adding custom intents. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to switch screens a bit here. Just 1 second. Stop that share. I'm going to first change that system property. I'll show you what it looks like. You won't be able to do this, but I'm going to show you this anyway, so that in that now support kit, you can be very specific. It's like, hey, do this because I want to do XYZ, right? So there is a property called, I'm not going to type the whole thing out. You probably already see some of it. glide.nlu.model.purpose.iar.enable. There it is. You click into that, you change it to true. All right, that's going to enable custom intents for IAR. Okay, you may occasionally hear me refer to this as ITSM IAR, and it's because there are different pieces, or there are different methods for IAR for IT and IAR for HR. So you may hear me say IAR for IT occasionally, or ITSM IAR. Okay. So what this system property basically does, it allows, it opens up the NLU field to be available on the IAR configuration page. And I'm going to show you that in a moment. Okay. So now that we have our, now that we're ready, we can now create a custom intent. And to do that, we need a new NLU model. So let's go build an NLU model. So I'm going to click on all. And by the way, in terms of requirements, you will need a pro or enterprise SKU, because this involves virtual agent, this involves NLU, right? And you need to be on, I hope you're all on San Diego or later, because yeah, you'll need at least that. Okay. So let's go to NLU and let's go to models. And when I say create a new NLU model, it's very easy. Okay. So I'm going to start from blank. I'm going to Give it a name, IAR custom intents. Description is optional. I'm going to put it in English, and it's going to ask me here, what are you creating this for? When I drop this down, I want to select IAR. Okay, and then this is optional too. I can give it IT. It doesn't matter. Oh, it can be all multi-select. That's cool. But yeah, so once you do that, you click next. I'm not going to create this. I'm gonna, you click next. But now I'm going to show you one that I've already created just to speed things along and not drag out too much here. And you can see I created a custom a model for IAR custom intents. Okay. Now a model requires at least 2 intents. Okay. That requirement goes away in the future. Again, safe harbor, but for now, 2 intents. And let me show you what I built here. So I've built 2 intents. One is meeting room issues, and this is an existing ITSM intent. And did I have to build this from scratch? No, I didn't. All I need to do is click import intents, let it load, and I can import an intent from any other model. This is the ITSM NLU model, and I could check as many intents I want to import and click import. There are probably other models here. Yeah, virtual machine management, password reset. But this ITSM one with 38 intents is probably where you want to import from. So I can do all that. But the goal is custom intents, right? So I created a custom intent or a new intent just by clicking new intent called book study room, because I know that does not exist in any other model, right? And when I did that, and then I just typed in some random utterances. You need at least more than 5. I created 8 here. Reserve a study room for me. I want a quiet room. I just came up with 8 random utterances. Okay. Once you do that, you click train. Very easy to train an LE model. You just click that button. Training complete. I can try. So if I can say, I want to book a study room. This intent should be one of the top ones, if not the top one. There it is, 100%. Good job. I'll even give them a thumbs up, right? Okay, so now that's trained. I'll go back to my model. I used the breadcrumbs up here, and let's go ahead and publish it. View phase, test and publish your model. No test results run, although of course you always want to run a test result if you want to, and then publish model and publish. Great. So now that we've published NLU model, we need to create a virtual agent topic to bind to the model and the intent that we just created. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to Virtual Agent Designer. So I'm going to go to Virtual Agent, agent. I'm going to go to the designer. I favorited this. And I'll show you the topic I built. Let's go book a study or something about study room. There we go. So I created this topic. And it's a very simple topic. It was just going to say, let's book a study room, added an emoji, and that's it. Now, when I said bind this to the intent, I don't do it here. Normally you do, but for IAR, for custom intents, you don't have to do it here. I'm going to do it somewhere else. I'm going to show you where. Okay. So we created the topic. Don't forget to publish the topic, save and publish. So you can see this is active. So I've published this already. And now let's jump into the IAR configuration. So I have it open here, but I'm going to show you how I got to here. So let me just close that. Let me go to all. And there are 2 places you can access this from. You can access this from the Conversational Interfaces homepage. Okay. Or you can just start typing in issue auto resolution. There it is. Settings, simulation, we want settings. Click on that. And you can see there's a record already available for you, which is called incident, because it's IAR is looking off the incident table. So in the past, you might have heard this feature called incident auto resolution, but then we realized, well, it could be in the future more than incidents, right? So we call it issue auto resolution, but the main use case is incident. And a lot of this is already built for you. You don't have to touch this. And if you want to use IAR without custom intents, you can do it today. And you can pretty much not touch anything. The only things you probably have to touch is, of course, make the active equal to true. Okay. Task configuration, we're going to assign it to virtual agent. The channel, we're going to pick this up. We're going to pick up an incident if the channel is either email or self-service. And if the requester's caller, that's kind of, speaks for itself, right? Machine learning model. So the machine learning model is there's a ML model that's powering IAR, right? How does IAR know about this incident to pick it up and to, recommend you a topic? The data is being trained on this data set. Active is anything, and so we're including active or inactive incidents in the past created in the last 12 months, and of course we want incidents that have been resolved or closed because we don't want to train on open or new incidents, right? Training language is English, and this is where we add our custom NLU model called. This is that field I told you about that opens up when Now Support changes that system property for you. Okay, so to add my NLU model, I click on the magnifying glass. Now in Utah, there's a little bit of a bug here or a hubbub. It shows you sysid, not a very elegant NLU name, but I promise you this is the NLU model. Remember when we selected the drop down to say this is an IAR NLU model? That's what makes it shows up here. I see there's only one available, narrows it down a bit. I select it, and this is it. How do I know that this gobbledygook is my NLU model? Well, if I highlight it and I click on the eye icon, it actually gives me, yes, this is your, IAR custom intents model, last published today, right? So I know this is it despite the name, so apologies there on behalf of the product team, but we're going to get that fixed in Vancouver. What else to show you? Remember when I told you that IAR could also, oops, let me turn off my notifications here. Remember when I told you that IAR can surface AI search? You set that up here, okay? Now you do need to select search of all these. So take a screenshot of this or just pause the video here. This is also available in docs, but it's here to show you. You check this, and then for EVAM, you select virtual agent search application, service portal, AI search display topic. You don't select the fallback topic. We actually have a topic for you called IAR-AI search. And search results portal, service portal. That's the setting. That's it, okay? And then notification preferences. Yes, this is important too. This should be true by default, but if it isn't, just, check it. But certainly, like, how do you want the user to be notified by IAR? We're going to use virtual agent in this case, but email is a notification channel. SMS is a possible notification channel too. Okay, so IAR is pretty powerful in that regards. So that's all fine and good. It's a mix of both included of configuration and some configuration you may need yourself. And at this point, if this is all you wanted without custom intents, then IAR is ready. Okay, and you just grab and go. But let's add that custom intent. So we added that ML model. And at this point, you may want to click train. Now, I'm not going to click train here. I've already trained it, but training does take a couple minutes, which we don't have. So you may need to click that. But once you do that, you go down here to intent to topic map. And these are all the auto resolution intents that are available. So if I were to submit an incident about printer issues, or that one's false, about meeting room issues, or about reset password, virtual agent will tap me on the shoulder, right? If I want to enable them all to true, I can do all that, right? I just click on, I'll do it now. Click on the eye icon, open that record, active, true. right? Half the configuration for IAR is just turning things to true, I feel like, right? But let's say we want to create a new one. So you can see I've created one, but I'm going to show you how I did this. You can see I did book study room already, but you click new here, okay? And this is where I bind intent to topic. So you will, because I trained and published the NLU model with type equals IAR, and because I've trained that the IAR record with that button up on the top right there I showed you earlier, you should see these are all the 13 I mentioned, right, early on the slides. But you also see under machine generated, you'll see the two intents, meeting room issues, which is kind of a, is it oh yeah, it's not even one of the 13, but it's one of the out of box intents that I can add as a custom IAR intent. And of course, my super custom one, which I know IIT doesn't cover, book study room, you can see that's there. So I select that. And then what should my match topic be? I click on the magnifying glass. Hopefully you see my magnifying glass. Oh, if you're not, then let me apologize. Let me share a whole screen here. Desktop 2. Click on magnifying glass. You see that, right? Yes, you do. And then these are all my published virtual agent topics. And you can see book of study room is there. I select that and I click submit. Okay. So that's how I created this record here. Oops, there we go. Book study room. Okay. So once I do that, you click update, you click train, and again, it'll take a couple minutes, right? Depending on how much data you have, and and then once it's done, it'll pop up a message for you saying it's done, and there's actually a progress bar here that every time you refresh this page, you'll go from 0 to 50 to 80 to 100 basically. Okay. All right, so that's it. All right. So now let's go ahead and test this out. So let's say I've got an incident here. Let me start from the beginning here. Let me go to incident. Mark asks, is there a retrain frequency? There is no standard. You can do it as often as you want. I would say though, probably once every couple months would not be a bad idea, especially when new flavors of incidents start cropping up that you want to account for in IAR. So you could always manually retrain, but manual is boring and tiresome. So if you want to set a retrain frequency, excuse me, you can do so. Good question. So you can see I've done it already in the past, but we're going to do it again. Let's click on new incident. And let's let's open up virtual agent here. Just make sure that it can take a notification. So, so important note, first off, make sure that notifications are enabled in virtual agent and make sure notifications are enabled on profile. I don't know if this profile has it, but the platform profile does. So make sure just in all that notifications are enabled for your users. That's like one of the top 3 issues. Like IAR doesn't work. Well, is notifications enabled, right? So let's go ahead and I'm going to start a random topic, but the important part is I end the conversation. I'm at an end state here. I'll click no for now. Okay, and we may get more notifications, but we'll try to find the one that we want, right? So I'm at an end state. When you're on Microsoft Teams or Slack, you're probably going to be at this state already. It's just that web client, I need to actually actively be in this end state. Okay, so that's ready. So now I go to here. I'm a caller. Short description. I'm going to book a study room. I want to book a study room for me. Okay. Now, where is, I'm trying to find that. Remember, I selected a channel to be service or email. I'm not seeing that here. So maybe I need to create new from here instead. Let's do that. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Caller is, nope, not my address. Caller is me. Where is me? I want to book a study room for me. And channel is self-service. And I'm going to submit this. Okay, this is the one I just submitted. And you'll notice very quickly, this got assigned to virtual agent. Okay, and if I were to open up this incident, and let me see if I can do a split screen here. I'm going to get a notification here soon. So let me just, oops, I don't want to show you my email. How do I do it? Well, it's looked like it's coming. Hey, notifications arrived. You can continue, blah, blah, blah. So this is a state change because it changed from new to in progress, which is great. So I'm going to skip that one. That's not the notification I want. Okay, I'm gonna need to type show notifications to get the one that I want. So show notifications. So here's the one I want. Yeah, some of this here. This is regarding you're going to get a notification. This is regarding your recent request. I found something that can help you right away. Would you like some help now? Yes, let's view that notification. And this is my request. So I can either say, yes, help me now, or no, wait for a human. But hey, I want service now. And I click yes, help me now. And it's going to run the virtual agent topic. Let's book a study room. There you go. Anything else you need to relate to this ticket? I could either say keep it open or no, close it. I'll close it because this topic helped me. This virtual agent topic helped me out, and done. And going back to here, you can see the state is closed to resolved. That's it. Not a single human was involved. That's the power of IAR. Oh, there comes another notification saying it's resolved. Okay. Let's try something else. We don't have time, but if I were to do I have history here? No, I don't. We don't have time because I do want to answer questions. But if I were to submit an issue that I know could be that is helped by AI search, like, hey, how do I deal with spam, or whatever your KB article or laptop of queries incident created, you could always run AI search. It'll say, hey, I think AI search can help you. Would you like help? Yes, and I'll show AI search results. So you should try that out too on your own. Okay. So yeah, that's IAR. Definitely try it out. If you don't need custom intents, then configuration is pretty straightforward. Again, some active flags set to true. Of course, you need need to enable some of those intents I showed you. Publish those topics and train the IAR model, and it should pick up incidents that are probably very common for your organization. In the time remaining, I'll go over some questions here. From Adam, will a support case to modify the property required after Vancouver as well? See, that's the thing. I'm not sure it will. It might be available to customers in Vancouver. So yeah, Safe Harbor is a maybe. Certainly in Utah, you will need now support. And then what is the importance of retrain frequency? I think I mentioned in the other question on retrain frequency, the flavor of your incidents will change over time, right? Whether new things pop up, or whether as employees are onboarded, they see new things. So it's probably important to retrain your IAR every couple months, at least once a year, so that new incidents can be taken into account for the machine learning model that this uses. Jacques asks, just to be clear, the assignment to virtual agent was only because of the IAR config. AWA played no role in this, right? That is correct. AWA did not play a role. It's got assigned to virtual agent because of that IAR configuration earlier. I think I don't have it open. Yeah, I do have it open anymore because of this. Okay, connection successful. You definitely want that. And last question, reading through the documentation, there's on plugin. I'm going to assume that means no plugin. I do not see It comes with the first two listed. Are we supposed to see this plugin, CS Auto Resolution? So you don't need to install any plugins for IAR. That plugin that you noted down there should already be installed automatically when you install the virtual agent plugin. If it isn't, yes, you may have, then yes, you may need to install it manually, although I never had to personally, at least not as far as I can remember. Okay, so the plugins you do need at least is the virtual agent plugin, and the out-of-box ITSM, NLU, and virtual agent conversation plugin. Those two. Okay. And then Adam asks, if IAR fails, what is the assigned to value after the virtual agent topic runs? Let's see. I'm trying to parse this question here. Oh, if IAR doesn't pick up, your incident, it just remains unassigned until an agent picks it up. So it's an all or nothing approach as far as I've seen before. Cool. I think I've addressed all the questions, and I'm sorry for going over time. But yeah, again, it's a great feature. Hope you'll take a look at it. Hope you'll take a look at IAR. And then once you get the hang of IAR, then you can just start adding custom intents, right? And it's again a great tool for deflection.